Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, I'm Taylor and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be doing a tutorial on this orange fall makeup look I have on right now. So if you are interested, just keep watching. But before we start the video, don't forget to hit that like button down below and subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you. Also, make sure you have your post notifications turned on so you do not miss an upload. I have a ton more fall makeup tutorials planned. I cannot wait to share them with you guys. So definitely do not forget to subscribe and let's start the video. So I'm just going to be doing my face first today, and the first thing I'm going to be using is primer, and I'm going to be using this Touch in Soul No Problem, and I am just going to be putting that on kind of my T-zone where I have the most pores. So right here on my cheeks, like around my nose, on my nose, and a little bit up onto my forehead. And then also I'm going to be putting some on my chin. Today I am going to be using the Juvia's Place Shade Sticks. And for my foundation, I am going to be using the shade Nicaragua. So I'm just going to be applying a little bit all over my face. Very little of this product does go a long way. Now I am just going to be going in with my beauty blender that definitely does need cleaned, and I'm just going to be blending out my foundation. I really love these Juvia's Place Shade Sticks. They definitely are full coverage. I can use very little and I can still get that full coverage look. And I just love them because they have multi-purpose. You can use it for a foundation, or you could use it for concealer or a cream contour. So I'm just going to be applying a little bit more where my face is broken out, just so I can make sure that's fully covered. So I'm also going to be using a shade stick for concealer, and I'm going to be using the shade stick in Tokyo. And I'm just going to be putting it under my eyes because this is going to be more of a brightening concealer because it is so much lighter. And then I'm just going to be putting that concealer on my face where I want my face to be more brightened. So under my eyes, on my forehead a little bit on my chin, and I'm just going to put some around my nose. Now I'm just going to be blending all that out again with my beauty blender. I really want to make sure I'm doing these dabbing motions to blend it out instead of dragging it because I don't want to lift up the foundation. I just want to add this concealer blended into the foundation. So real quick before I go in with the cream contour, I am just going to be setting my under eyes so there's no creasing. My eyes tend to crease like super fast, so I just want to go ahead and set my under eyes so there's no creasing. So I am going to be cream contouring today, and I am also going to be using a Juvia's Place shade stick, and it is in the shade Brasilia. The tip of my ear down to the corner of my mouth, but I'm not going to be dragging the contour too far to my lip because I don't want it to look too dark around my lips. So I'm just going to keep it pretty far back, a little bit on my forehead, and then a little bit on my jawline. And then also I am going to be using this for my nose. I'm just going to be taking that same beauty blender and blend it all out. Now I am just going to be going in with a fluffy powder brush, and I'm just going to be lightly setting my whole face with the powder. I'm going to be focusing on around my nose, because around my nose the foundation tends to come off first, kind of around my nose, so I really want to make sure that's set so the foundation does not come off. For my bronzer, I am going to be using this Pixie Beauty face palette, and I am going to be taking a smaller kind of fluffy brush, and I'm just going to be going in with the bronzer. The reason I am using this smaller brush instead of more of a fluffy brush is because I already cream contoured, so you can see where my contour is. So I'm just going to be using this smaller, precise, fluffy brush to go in more precise so my face looks more sculpted. So I'm going to be lining up with my ear and my lip, and I'm going to be going down. This back and forth motion is going to make it more precise. The circular motion is going to kind of blend it all out and together. So now I'm just going to be dipping into some loose powder with my beauty sponge, and I'm just going to be baking my face. So for my blush, I am going to be going in with this same Pixie Beauty face palette with this blush right here. I'm going to be going in with a little bit of that, and I'm going to be applying it to the apples of my cheek, and I'm also going to be going up onto my cheek in the same direction I applied my contour. And then I really want to make sure that these two shades are blended so there's no line where my contour and my blush meet. So I'm really going to be blending those shades, and if I have to, I'm going to be going back in with that brush I used for my contour and really blend those shades together so there's no defined line. And if I feel like I use too much blush, I'm just going to be going in and kind of using my powder brush and just going over all of that. Now for highlighter, I am going to be using that same palette with this golden highlighter right down here, and I'm just going to be applying that to the apples of my cheek. I already did my eyebrows, and now I'm just going to be priming my eyelids with concealer to get them ready for my eyeshadow. And I'm wanting to do kind of an orange fall look today. So I have decided I'm going to be using the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette volume 2, and I'm going to be going in with these orange shades right in here. So the first shade I am going to be going in with is this shade right here. It is more of a orangish brown shade, and it's called Homebody. And I'm just going to be taking that on a packing brush, and I'm going to be packing that on my outer corner, and I'm going to be going in flicking motions. So this is the darkest shade I am going to be using, so I'm putting that all along my crease of my eye. And since I do have hooded eyes, I am going to be blending it up above the crease of my eye quite a bit, just so that darker shadow peeks through when I do cut my crease. And I'm going to be careful not to get it too far in the inner corner of my eye. I'm going to be keeping it quite a bit back from there and just blending it out. And I'm just going to be doing those same steps to my other eye. So basically the end result of putting this eyeshadow on is going to kind of look like a upside down C on my eye, and I always start with the darkest shade I plan on using and then blending out to lighter. So the next shade I am going to be using is this one right here. It is called Filling Myself. I'm going to be taking it on a small mini blending brush. And I'm just going to be blending that all along the shadow I just applied. I'm going to be going in back and forth motions all along that eyeshadow I applied. And then once I feel like I have that blended together, I can start going in back and forth motions and kind of blend out that light orange shade. I want to keep blending it until there is no defined line where those two eyeshadows meet, so it kind of just blends together flawlessly and looks almost airbrushed. And if it's not blending how I want it, I'm just going to be going back in with that brush I used first with a little bit of excess product on it, and I'm going to be blending that darker shadow up into the lighter shadow I just applied so it is blended together better. And again, I'm just going to be doing those same steps with this eye. Now I am going to be going in with this shade right here. It's kind of the lightest orange shade. So I'm going to be taking that on a very fluffy blending brush, and I'm just going to be going in very light-handed because this is just going to be helping me blend out everything I have applied so far. And again, I'm just going to be starting by going in back and forth motions, blending that shade all along the eyeshadow I already applied, and then going in some circular motions to help just blend that all out. I am not going to be using too much product because I do not want to apply too much eyeshadow and have it going up too far to my eyebrow. So now I'm just going to be taking a fluffy blending brush with no product and just blend everything out more so there's no harsh line where the eyeshadow stops. So now I'm going to be moving on to my lower lash line, and I'm just going to be taking that darkest shade I used on a flat defining brush. And I'm going to be just dragging that as close to my lower lash line as I can. I'm just going to be taking that same little mini blending brush in that orange shade right here called Living My Best Life, and I'm just going to be blending out my lower lash line. And I'm trying to keep it as close to my eye as possible just because I personally don't like when the eyeshadow is too far under my eye. I just want to keep it as close to my lower lash line as possible. So now I'm just going to be taking a flat packing brush, and I am going to just be wetting the brush. And I am going to be going in with the shade Ride or Diamonds. And I am just going to be placing that shade on the inner part of my lid for more of a messy cut crease. I'm going to be blending it up into that eyeshadow. The same thing to my other eye. And I'm also going to be kind of blending in. I don't want it to be a harsh line where the shadow and the shimmer meets. So I'm just going to kind of take my brush and do these little flicking motions so it's not so harsh. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.